and I thought it didn't matter much, because you too would wake up presently and find it was all a dream. And in a sense it was, wasn't it? And you're nearly awake now. What, still so grave? I must wake you more. You'd think the cold air would have given me my mind back when we came out of the great gates, but the drug must have been still coming to its full power. I had no fear, nor joy either. Sitting there on that litter, up above the heads of all that crowd, was a strange enough thing anyway, and the horns and the rattles were going on all the time. I don't know whether the journey up the mountain was long or short. Each bit of it was long. I noticed every pebble on the road. I looked long at every tree as we passed it. Yet the whole journey seemed to take hardly any time. Yet long enough for me to get some of my wits back. I began to know that something dreadful was being done to me. Then, for the first time, I wanted to speak. I tried to cry out to them that there was some mistake, that I was only poor Istra, and it couldn't be me they meant to kill. But nothing more than a kind of grunting or babbling came out of my mouth. Then a great bird-headed man, or a bird with a man's body. That would be the priest, said I. Yes, if he is still a priest when he puts on his mask. Perhaps he becomes a god while he wears it. Anyway, it said, give her some more, and one of the younger priests got onto someone else's shoulders and put the sweet sticky cup to my lips again. I didn't want to take it. But, you know, Maya, it all felt so like the time you had the barber to take that thorn out of my hand long ago. You remember? You holding me tight and telling me to be good and that it'd all be over in a moment. Well, it was like that, so I felt sure I'd better do whatever I was told. The next thing I knew, really knew, was that I was off the litter and on the hot earth, and they were fastening me to the tree with iron round my waist. It was the sound of the iron that cleared the last of the drug out of my mind. And there was the king, shrieking and wailing and tearing his hair. And you know, Maya, he actually looked at me, really looked, and it seemed to me he was then seeing me for the first time. But all I wished was that he would stop it, and then he and all the rest would go away and leave me alone to cry. I wanted to cry now. My mind was getting clearer and clearer, and I was terribly afraid. I was trying to be like those girls in the Greek stories that the fox is always telling us about, and I knew I could keep it up till they were gone, if only they would go quickly. Oh, Psyche, you say all's well now. Forget that terrible time. Go on quickly and tell me how you were saved. We have so much to talk about and arrange. There's no time. Orwell, there's all the time there is. Don't you want to hear my story? Of course I do. I want to hear every bit. When we're safe, and where shall we ever be safe if we're not safe here? This is my home, Maya, and you won't understand the wonder and glory of my adventure unless you listen to the bad part. It wasn't very bad, you know. It's so bad I can hardly bear to listen to it. Oh, but wait. Well, at last they were gone, and there I was alone under the glare of the sky, with the great baked, parched mountain all round me, and not one noise to be heard. There wasn't a breath of wind even by the tree. You remember what the last day of the drought was like? I was already thirsty. The sticky drink had done that. Then I noticed for the first time that they had so bound me that I couldn't sit down. That was when my heart really failed me. I did cry then. Oh, Maya, how badly I wanted you and the fox. And all I could do was to pray to the gods that whatever was going to happen to me might happen soon. But nothing happened, except that my tears made me thirstier. Then, a very long time after that, things began gathering round me. Things? Oh, nothing dreadful. Only the mountain cattle at first. Poor lean things they were. I was sorry for them, for I thought they were as thirsty as I. And they came nearer and nearer in a great circle, but never very near, and mooed at me. And after that, there came a beast that I'd never seen before, but I think it was a lynx. It came right up close. My hands were free, and I wondered if I would be able to beat it off, but I had no need to. After advancing and drawing back I don't know how many times,